What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with Howard Bender. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm Thanksgiving Game Day Playbook Show. Howard, happy Turkey Day, sir.
Happy Thanksgiving, John. How are you doing today? You got big plans for Thanksgiving, or is it just sitting and watching football and answering start-sit questions for week 13?
All of the above. We were traveling to see the families, but as you know, ever connected to the X and Blue Sky platforms. So, as questions come in, we help everybody out and set their lineups. We're here this morning to do the same. I wrote up DFS playbook and example lineups for everybody. So if you're trying to get rich on this Turkey Day, we got some DFS content out for all of you. You can go. I just posted out a little same game parlay ticket over on X today as well. If you want to go try to join me in turning $10 into 66,000, we have that going for us with the long shot touchdown play. So it should be a fun day here, Howard. Hopefully.
Wait, where's that one? Where'd you post that?
It's coming right now. It's we're hitting the post button as we speak.
Oh, all right. You duped me there for a quick second, but yeah, man. Listen, I'm definitely getting ready to jump on it. And first and foremost, thank you everybody for being here. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on a different platform, whether it's Twitch or Twitter or X, whatever we want to call it now, just head over to YouTube and just give us that like and subscribe. It's just a nice, friendly free way of saying we appreciate you guys showing up here on Thanksgiving. We'll hit some start sits, no doubt for sure. But I mean, why don't you give us a little teaser here, John? What's your take? Let's start with the games. Let's start with Detroit, Chicago. And just kind of work our way through. Not necessarily like a full game breakdown, but where are you leaning? Where's the contrarian play today? Like, I mean, I kind of feel like, nobody's respecting Tua or the Dolphins in the cold, frozen tundra of Green Bay, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Where are you looking at today?
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking Bears-Lions, obviously this is a game with a 10-point spread. It's got a 47.5 game total, which is nice. You're going to want to obviously have some exposure to the Lions. I'm on Ross St. Brown today. Again, we just seen Jalen Johnson shut down top wide receiver after top wide receiver after top wide receiver. He held Justin Jefferson to just 2 catches last week here. So I think in DFS, there's obviously opportunities. You can play Jameson Williams. It could be a Sam Laporta week. We saw TJ Hawkinson be a guy that had a huge week against Chicago. But what do we say all the time? On Thanksgiving slates, on these smaller slates, you got to get a little different. So I've been sprinkling some Tim Patrick across my lineups here today. The guy has been playing a decent amount of snaps here. He's been getting a couple of targets a game. He's someone that, they have on the field in those 3 wide receiver sets. 4 catches last week on 4 targets. If he takes one to the house at low ownership here today, that's the differentiator. That's the separator for you in your DFS contest. And obviously, I think the running backs are going to be the star of the show for Detroit today. I've built multiple lineups using both running backs. They had David Montgomery listed as a full practice participant on Wednesday. So the expectations are the shoulder injury for him. Not a big deal. Did my underdog picks for today. Had the David Montgomery rushing touchdown as part of those plays here. Jahmyr Gibbs, obviously an elite option. So got to love a lot of what's going on with Detroit. But I've faded St. Brown. The Bears, I think, is interesting. You've kind of talked about since the change in offensive coordinator. Keenan Allen's been the guy with getting all the targets. Roma Dunze is getting a bunch of targets, and actually, as is DJ Moore, he's getting 7 in each of the last 2 games, but he's actually third or second in targets, 1 more than a Dunze over those stretches here. So I think you can play all 3 of the wide receivers, but Keenan Allen's the guy that's getting peppered right now.
Keenan Allen's definitely getting peppered. It's a 29.1% target share for Keenan Allen since Thomas Brown took over, 25.4% target share for Roma Dunze. DJ Moore actually only down at 17.5%, while you've got Cole Kmet picking up as the 4th option there, roughly about 16.2%. For the target share. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that, one of the things that we kind of look at, we expect Detroit to steamroll them and people fade the Bears. I like your call here of pointing that out. A lot of people are sitting there looking at the growth of Caleb Williams. Now, I'm not gonna, there are other quarterbacks who I like on this slate better than Caleb Williams, but for that same token, you can't really completely ignore it.
Yeah, the issue with Caleb Williams that I think he's going to have today and is the Bears offensive line. It's a bottom 5 offensive line according to Pro Football Focus and their rankings. We obviously the pass rush for Detroit has taken some hits. They lost Aiden Hutchinson. They lost Alex Anzalone as well, one of their top linebackers. But they can't defend him or block for him enough that there are times where he just struggles to see the field because he's kind of running around. But if they can give him time today, I do think those wide receivers can get open against this Lions secondary.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. It's been one of their shortcomings. Terrion Arnold. I don't know if it's going to be addition by subtraction with him not playing today, but it's definitely worth a look. Man, look at that. Chat is bumping here on Thanksgiving morning. I don't know what people are doing. It's a holiday, people.
Well, you got the turkey in the oven, right? So you got some time to kill while the bird bakes. You got to get your start sit questions answered. Let's get these going here, Howard, because we're going to fall behind quickly if we don't. First question we have popping in here. Actually, you had one in the YouTube chat that popped in early, right? What is that one?
Yeah, Jason Cosby. What's going on, brother? Garrett Wilson or Malik Neighbors in a full point PPR? The switch, you're the QB guru here, right? The switch to Drew Lock, in my opinion, is a massive upgrade here for the Giants. You do have Deron Bland back, although I think Trevon Diggs is questionable for today, and I don't know if he's going to be playing.
He might be out.
I'm kind of leaning, when you look at the snap share between Garrett Wilson and Davante Adams, it's pretty even, but the target edge still goes to Davante Adams. Now that we're getting all this talk about Aaron Rodgers and he wants to go play for somebody else, he doesn't want to be there. Like that to me is like Aaron Rodgers is just going to go with what he's most comfortable with. And that's going to be Davante Adams. So I'm going to lean Malik Neighbors here in this matchup. I think, it's a 37.5 point over under in this game, but I think that it might be the defenses are bad enough that I think it might get a little sneaky on the over.
I kind of like the over on that as well, truthfully here. I mean, yes, Locke feels like an upgrade over DeVito. Obviously, from what we saw last week, it'd be hard to be much worse. I'm also, and you and I talk a lot about the whole squeaky wheel situation here. The press conference post game that Neighbors gave last week. I'm sure the organization wasn't thrilled, and they may have talked to him about that. But also, he didn't say anything that was incorrect. Like, there's no reason whatsoever that he is not involved. When I wrote up the playbook, I kind of talked about how it was like Mike Tice used to talk about the Randy ratio. It's like if Randy Moss gets 40% of our offensive plays involved, then we're have a good chance of winning. You have Keyshawn Johnson who wrote the book "Get Me the Damn Ball." If you take the star wide receivers and you involve them as early as possible, they are capable of making big plays at any point in time. We see that with Jamar Chase. He'll take a 10-yard play and go 60 yards with it. Neighbors is that kind of guy. There's no reason he should be going multiple series without targets. Figure out a way to get the football to your best playmakers here. So I think he's going to get peppered. And I do think Locke, again, is someone who even he felt a little upset about being passed over initially, that maybe he even has something to prove here today. So
I don't know. It was a monetary reason that they passed
but that's
over.
even worse, but I understood the money reason there. So I'm going to go with Wilson there as well. Andrea saying happy Thanksgiving, and Dunn saying happy Thanksgiving. Our guy Dan Malin in the chat early this morning, helping you guys out set your lineups, saying to hit that like button. Definitely want to go and hit that like, that subscribe, and that share button that we got over on the Fantasy Alarm YouTube channel. Weber, however we're going to go with it here. Hawkinson or Jonnu for today?
Weber. It's really, I get that, Josh Oliver's supposed to be out again. Hawkinson seeing some extra targets in that offense, but it's really tough to argue against what Jonnu is doing. He's actually seen, since Tua got back, he's actually got the highest target share of anybody on that team. And you've seen that since Green Bay this season without Devondre Campbell, it's a big deal for them in covering the tight end. They're one of the worst teams in covering the tight end. I can't find a reason. The cold weather, right? Maybe some snow does not turn me off from Jonnu. I think I'm going with him over Hawk.
Yeah, I'm not as high on the overall Dolphins offense today, just due to the fact that it's supposed to be just freezing temperatures there, and that can certainly be a little bit difficult. It's also apparently starting to be a bit more windy as well, Howard. We're seeing gusts now up to 25 miles an hour in that game, which if it's already cold and then it gets windy, it gets colder. So, but the tight end is usually a position that doesn't really get too much impacted there. Jonnu's not like a guy that's streaking down the sideline. So I definitely think I prefer or like Jonnu Smith here in that matchup. So I'm good rocking that one here. Our guy Ethan here, half point PPR, Pacheco, Hunt, Dowell, and Bigsby.
All right. Well, see, that's a tough one right there. I'll tell you what, if you only need one, I think I'm going with Dowdle because I don't know what the split's going to be for Pacheco and Hunt. We haven't gotten any kind of an indication as to how Andy Reid's going to see this. So, even if you just assume that it's going to be a 50-50 split, or if you want to say 60-40, maybe for Pacheco coming back and Kareem Hunt handles the passing down work, at least Dowdle, is in there on the regular against a weak run defense. We've seen teams just kind of steamroll the Giants on the ground. Bigsby's completely out for me, on that one here.
Yeah.
It comes down to whether or not we feel like there's going to be one advantage over the other as a significant move here for Kansas City. And since we're not going to know that at all, give me Dowdle who's going to see the majority of touches.
I mean, Dowdle's volume last week was fantastic. So you definitely think that we can go the Rico play here because, like you said, we don't really know the situation that's going to happen with those other backs.
Yeah.
Andrea needs Neighbors, Wilson, or Ladd, two of that group in the PPR.
Neighbors, Wilson, or Ladd McConkey, badonk. All right. Well, I mean, here I'm going to go Neighbors and Garrett Wilson. As much as I do love Ladd McConkey and what he has been doing, Garrett Wilson, he's the better player. He's the more explosive guy. He's got that high upside for that. So Neighbors and Garrett Wilson for me here.
Yep, I agree. Brad T popping in saying happy Thanksgiving. Ethan with the follow-up question. PPR needs two. Metcalf, Shakir, JSN, White, and Hunt. White's got a really good matchup this week. Obviously, we've seen Bucky Irving have the big performance last week as well, but Hunt was still really good. What do we think we're doing in this spot here?
Yeah, I mean, you can't go with – I'm not going with both Seattle wide receivers here. So the question is it DK who's banged up or is it JSN who's been absolutely explosive? The lean might go to JSN strictly for health. And if DK is playing, Sauce Gardner is probably going to be on him a lot more while Michael Carter II handles the slot work that JSN takes on. So for me, then it comes down to so start JSN, Shakir versus Rashad White. And I feel like, against Carolina, I feel like both White and Bucky Irving can eat. And, this is going to be a very interesting situation here, just seeing what Canales is doing against his former team and how, Liam Cohen's going to react. Now, the one crazy thing that I hope we don't see it again, and I'm sure that we probably won't, but that Sean Tucker bullcrap on the goal line, again, that was super frustrating last week. And when he fumbled the second time that they were going to do it, it made me really smile. So hopefully Todd Bowles grabbed Liam Cohen, shook the hell out of him, and was like, don't ever do that again, White and Bucky Irving. So right now, I'm going to lean White and JSN. Okay.
Yeah, I like that. I think, again, what we've seen out of Rashad White of late from the volume plus the PPR format, and then JSN's been fantastic. So I'm good with those two plays. Jonnu, Goddard, or Andrews for Andrea here in the PPR.
I mean, Goddard has such a great matchup here.
Yeah, maybe against Devonta Smith again, possibly, right?
Right. No Devonta Smith possibly again. But one of the things that we have seen from Baltimore's secondary right now is they increased the snap count for Tre'Davious White, which actually freed up Kyle Hamilton a little bit more to end up handling some of the tight end coverage, in that game. So, I worry about maybe Kyle Hamilton spending more time on Dallas Goedert. I'm going to lean Jonnu again. It's really tough to, Miami's not just going to run the ball. They're going to have to pass the ball. Cold temperatures or not cold temperatures, Tua's going to have to work on that short passing game, get the ball into his playmakers' hands. And I think Jonnu is going to be a guy they're going to eyeball inside that red zone. So I'll stay with Jonnu.
I'm good there. Joshua K, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks so much to us for the show. Just some nice comments from Josh. Josh, we appreciate you being in the chat with us each and every day here.
Thank you,
Steven, Texans or Chiefs for defense?
Ooh, I tell you, I'm so heavily invested in the Texans defense all over the place for that. I mean, going up against Jacksonville, right? Coming back from the bye. But I'm still going to go with the Chiefs against Aiden O'Connell making his first start in Arrowhead. I'm just going to lean on the Chiefs D here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 13.5 point spread, a 42 game total there. Obviously, that means we're expecting a lot more points from the Chiefs than we are the Raiders in that matchup. Houston, just a 4-point favorite in that game.
And Houston's also, if you look over the last 3 or 4 weeks, they've been giving up an average of like 270, 275 passing yards per game. So that secondary is beatable, and you got to figure that you're going to see some garbage time work from Trevor Lawrence chucking it down to Brian Thomas. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with the Chiefs.
Just want to give a quick shout out to our Black Friday sale that we have going on here, Howard. It is Black Friday week here at Fantasy Alarm. Got $100 off the annual All-Pro subscription. That means it comes out to less than $16 a month for the year. You can scan that QR code right there on the screen or go to fantasyalarm.com/Black Friday. Promo code BF24 at checkout. That gets you, again, access to all sports content, all products. That means draft guides, cheat sheets, all tools. To get access to our Discord as well. And it comes for a year, which means, Howard, this time next year, we're probably running yet another Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
Just re-up. Just re-up and keep getting your discounted All-Pro. This is the best time of the year to sign up for Fantasy Alarm. Lock it in for $100 off the annual subscription. Again, our monthly cost is like $39.97. You're going to get it for a year for less than $16 a month. It is the cheapest deal I think we've ever had. I've been here for like almost over a decade at this point. You've been there for just as long. So I've never seen us give away the All-Pro for cheaper than this. So today's your day. Sign up now, fantasyalarm.com/Black Friday. Scan that QR code and become a member of the family today. Back to the questions. Kevin here. Need 2 in a 1-point PPR. Hunt, Warren, Tracy, and Abdullah.
All right, I'm going to go with Tracy and Hunt in this matchup here. Listen, it's going to be a tough sledding for Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. I don't know what the weather's going to be like over there either. Warren has been seeing an increase in touches, but I'm still going to go with Hunt in the softer matchup. I just don't say they're not putting Kareem Hunt on the bench in full for Isaiah Pacheco. They're not doing it. So, I expect to see him active here against the Raiders in this one. So give me Hunt, give me Tracy going up against Dallas.
I like it. Tracy's been really good. It's a good spot for him. And I agree. And that's kind of been my take on the Pacheco. We got a little cat sighting.
Dude, it's crazy. When I had the shed, none of the animals were bothering me. And now
which one do we got here?
This is Ezra.
Okay, Ezra.
Ezra, say hi to the camera. Look at everybody. There you go.
What does Ezra think for Josh K's question here? We need a flex and a running back between Monty, Irving, Dowell, and Neighbors.
A flex and a running back. Yeah. Half-point PPR. I tell you, man, I think you just go Monty and Irving here. Like Irving against the Carolina Panthers. I'm in, and I know that there's a split there, but he's still getting all of that work. And I'll tell you what, he catches passes too. So I'm definitely, I mean, I know Monty.
It's hard having to good drafting, Josh.
Right.
This is a super tough decision. Monty has the 2 touchdown upside, but if he doesn't get the 2 touchdowns, I think he ends up with the least amount of fantasy points of this group. If I'm being honest with it.
Well, we wouldn't want you to lie, John.
I know. I would go Irving and.
You want to say Neighbors, don't you?
I do want to say Neighbors.
So say Neighbors. So there you go.
I'm going to go Irving and Neighbors here, Josh.
Irving and Neighbors. Do it. Do it. I think that's the thing is that we're splitting hairs. Monty's not going to have that game where it's like, 80 yards and 2 touchdowns because at some point, Dan Campbell has to realize that he does need to play the long game. And while, yes, Monty went from no practice to limited practice to full practice,
Yeah.
you still have to take care of your team the rest of the way. And you don't want to lose. What is it, Sonic? Is he Sonic or is he Knuckles? Either way,
Knuckles.
He's Knuckles.
Yeah.
I'm not a video game guy.
Sonic is fast, so that's Shamir Gibbs. Knuckles is the strength, so that's David Montgomery.
There we go. All right. So yeah. So neighbors in Irving. I'm with you, John.
Okay. Our friend Ann Dunn in the chat. What's up, Ann? Morning. 2 in PPR of Gus Edwards, Roshan Johnson, Keyshawn Booty, Sterling Shepard, Kyle Pitts for a non-tight end premium league here.
I'm going Gus Bus because he's the lead back with no J.K. Dobbins, and it's a run first offense still with with the Chargers going up against the Atlanta Falcons. It's the second one that really kind of gets me going here. Like the upside of Kyle Pitts, I think is probably where I want to lean, but Roshan's been carving out a little bit more of a role for himself, and you just talked about the fact that no Aiden Hutchinson, no Alex Anzalone for Detroit. Does Roshan stay on the field more,
Yeah.
or not? Like,
no,
I'm kind of going Gus and Pitts here.
Yeah, I would go Gus and Pitts. And if you were unsure on Pitts, Booty would be my next rank there. Roshan, yes, he got a touchdown, but he got it on 2 carries. So it's not as if they just handed him a whole bunch of volume in that game. And if we think they're going to be trailing, Swift is probably out there just for the passing upside for him too. So
Swift sucks.
He doesn't suck. He is a very talented running back. Paul Parsons, pick 2, Rome, Thielen, Moore, and Wandale Robinson.
Ooh.
I think go the first 2 for me.
Yeah, I like Thielen here. In this matchup. I think Thielen's in a good spot. Tampa Bay just doesn't cover the middle of the field well. So yeah, Rome and Thielen. I like it.
Yep. They already ruled out Jalen Coker this week again, so he's probably just done at this point. Thielen's going to be that guy. So no problems there. Brad T wants Daniels or Herbert.
Oh, I'll leave this one to you because you're the QB guy.
Washington against Tennessee feels pretty tough, especially when they're down there running backs too here. I think I'm going to go Justin Herbert against Atlanta.
I like it.
So I'm going to go.
I like it. I was going to say Herbert, but listen, when I pick against a mobile QB, you and Coop jump all down my throat.
I know. Listen, Coop definitely, because I've picked against Kyler Murray in a few different situations this year, and he's like, no, he's got the rushing upside. I said, sure, but he's not throwing the ball well at the moment, so it's kind of kills that. I like Herbert. Herbert has sneaky rushing upside. The man is a mobile quarterback who's going to break off some good runs, so I like Herbert there. Tracy or Kana for Andrew. This is a pretty interesting spot.
Ooh, you know what?
Minnesota has a good run defense that
they
Connor's
do
going up against here.
I'm kind of worried about Brian Flores' defense going up against Arizona. I've got a lot of Kyler Murray, right? So, it's really upsetting. I'm going Tracy with this one here, going up against Dallas. Dallas just, they can't stop the run. And now that you've got Drew Lock under center instead of Tommy DeVito, the defense has to be honest and play the pass as well. So I think it opens things up more for Tracy.
Ann wants to know the quarterback guru, which I guess is a shout.
That's you, buddy.
Here.
That's you, buddy. You, Johnny.
Stroud or Stafford here? I mean, if he doesn't come through versus Jacksonville, is he going to come through it all this season? Is the question. The Rams though have a really good matchup this week as well. The Rams are against the Saints on the road. I think I'm still going to go Stafford here. I'm going to go Stafford. They're both on the road. Give me Stafford over Stroud. Give me Kyler over Cousins. Richardson against the Patriots or Levis versus the Commanders.
I'm with you on the Murray over Cousins part. I like Stroud over Stafford. I know. I'm sorry to confuse you, Ann, but I do like Stroud over Stafford. Is there a quarterback in more dire need of a get right game than CJ Stroud is right now?
Yeah, that doesn't always work. Plus, it's on the road, and they're off a bye is Jacksonville, and Stroud kind of sucks on the road.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with I guess Richardson. I don't like it, but Patriots can't really stop the run. There's no downs though. Like,
Yeah, there's no downs. You got Pittman, you got Pierce. For me, it's Stroud, Murray, Levis. That's
yeah.
my call
My
there.
problem with it's not even really a problem is that I think Tony Pollard just has a huge game against the Commanders.
It's possible.
I'm going to go Stafford, Murray, Richardson. I'm going to go with the rushing upside there.
Stafford, Murray, Richardson. I could say Richardson over Levis if you think about the fact that Marshawn Lattimore is going to probably be on Calvin Ridley the majority of the time.
Yeah.
And you do have that rushing upside of Anthony Richardson, but I'm still staying Stroud over Stafford.
Daniels or Stroud. I'll go Stroud in this spot, Eric.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just not really in on the Commanders against the Titans, man.
I like it.
Njoku, Laporta, Andrews in a PPR. Scared to start Njoku against the Broncos. That's what he says.
Okay. Well, if you're scared to start Njoku against the Broncos, I'm not going to convince you to start Njoku against the Broncos.
I'd be okay with it. I mean, you got 40-plus pass attempts a game for Jameis Winston right now. Everybody's getting fed there. And Cedric Tillman might not play, so even more potential target share going to David Njoku there.
Yeah. I mean, it's so tough to trust Laporta in this point, right? I mean, again,
good for DFS, not good for seasonal play this week.
I mean, Amon-Ra is banged up a little bit, and we'll see a lot of Jalen Johnson, and maybe that pivots it over to, Jamo Williams. And you said you threw a sneaky Tim Patrick in there. Laporta could be worth it, but I don't know if I'm that scared to start Njoku, especially because you're also talking about the fact that Tillman might be, he hasn't cleared concussion protocol yet.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So I think Njoku, because you're going to have Judy and Elijah Moore, going up against Surtain and the group.
Yep. So Njoku's where I'm going, Braden. Josh K in a quarter PPR, running back into flex of Monty, Stevenson, Wilson, and McConkey.
Ooh. I feel like we answered this one here. Me and Coop answered it on the other show because of this quarter point PPR, Josh. I'm going to go with Monty and Wilson. I think that's where I went the first time around. That's where I'm going the second time around.
Yeah, that's where I would go here as well. I understand it's a good running matchup for Ramondre, but Patriots just don't score points. So it's kind of tough for me to trust. Rod saying happy turkey day. Vader's chicken here, 1 point PPR, Flowers, Metcalf, Mooney, or Reed.
What's up, Lissette? Need one, Flowers, Metcalf. All right, so in this case here, I really like Metcalf, but he's going to end up seeing a bunch of Sauce Gardner here. I would say that I would try to lean Darnell Mooney in this one, but he's banged up, and that would leave Flowers as your pivot, which I actually don't mind that at all. So I'm going to say that. I'm going to go with, lead with Mooney, but check to see his injury report. If he's not, at 100%, you can just pivot to Zay Flowers. McCaffrey over Jacobs for me, because you got to, it's Buffalo's run defense is not good. You got to go with McCaffrey, whether it's Purdy or not.
Yeah. I mean, if it's not Purdy, you don't have to. The problem is you're not going to know, right? Because you have to make that decision today. So I would probably lean CMC too. I do like Jacob. I took the over 17.5 carries for him today.
I love Jacobs. I really do.
He's going to get a lot of work.
But I can't. I'm not going to sit McCaffrey.
Yeah, very difficult to sit McCaffrey. I agree. Rodney, Higgins, Flowers, Amari, Addison, Hunt, 2 wide receivers and a flex in a PPR league.
Okay. I feel like I'm going 3 wide receivers here with the first 3 names thrown out there: Higgins, Flowers, and Amari Cooper. That's kind of where I'm leaning.
Higgins, Flowers, Amari Cooper. Yeah. Yep. I'm good with that. DJ Moore or Ladd for PPR league.
Oh, all right. In this case, I'm going with Ladd McConkey. I know a lot of people love DJ Moore, and I know that this Detroit secondary isn't all that, but neither is Atlanta's. And I think that there's a nice lean on McConkey as the target leader. Again, we've seen DJ Moore's target share go down significantly over the last couple of weeks. And we were even like, oh, the squeaky wheel's going to get the grease last week, right? And he had a good game, but was it a dominant game? Did he have a strong target share? So I'm going
Well, it was a
lad.
dominant game from a production standpoint, 7 for 100, whatever it was in a score. So, I mean, he's got 14 of 14 passes the last 2 weeks. So he's catching everything thrown to him. I think there's more upside with DJ Moore than Ladd McConkey here.
Okay.
I'm going to go DJ Moore.
All right. I will defer to John then.
Are the running backs okay in bad temperatures? Yeah. Tyler, they're good.
Yeah.
Usually in colder games, you're more likely to run a football than throw it because it gets cold, your hands get numb, it's difficult to grip. The whole shebang there.
Is it not just the worst thing in the world seeing an offensive lineman with no sleeves and sub-zero temperatures? I just think about like just getting smacked at that height.
Yeah, well, that's why it's worse for the defenders. They don't like to tackle. That's the whole Derrick Henry effect, right? Why he's been dominant all year, but usually once November hits, you see just these monster Derrick Henry games because teams are cold and they don't want to tackle a 250-pound man. Irving, Dowell, Stevenson for Josh K.
Irving and Dowdle for me.
Yeah, we need one though.
Oh, we only need one.
Yeah.
Ooh. I guess I'm going Bucky Irving.
Yeah, I'm going Irving. Need 2 in a PPR. Bonuses for longest reception. Justin Hill, Ghostert, Palmer, Robinson on. Well, you said dude. I dropped Raheem Mostert in both leagues that I had him in, and I don't know what kind of league you're in, but he is useless at this point of even being in your consideration. So
I love when somebody uses something that I said like that. Raheem Ghostert, 100%. All right, if you need 2 here, I'm going with Otten, and I guess I got to go Palmer. Demarcus Robinson, I don't know what his snap count's going to look like here. Obviously, going, he said
he's going to play, so he's not.
He said he's going to play, but there's still a little legal issue there. Otten for sure. Go ahead, you pick the second one.
Yeah, I mean Josh Palmer.
Palmer doesn't do well either. I get you. These aren't good choices.
I'm going to go Demarcus Robinson. They at least throw the football on that team. So
okay.
I'm going to go. Drop Deontay for Pearsall. If yes, I need a running back and a flex from Hunt, Pacheco, Kincaid, and Pearsall. Yeah, Deontay Johnson is fully droppable. He played 6 offensive snaps last week.
Yeah, so, I just don't know if Pearsall is really the guy that you want to pick up. Like, I don't even,
Deontay's as useless.
Oh, Deontay's useless. Yeah, I just don't know what else is out there on your
regardless, I don't think he's in the consideration to play anyways. I'd play Kincaid and I'd play Hunt. You can also pick up Wicks, who's on the waiver wire. I'd drop Deontay and pick up Wicks.
Yeah. Oh, I would definitely. Yeah, I would pick up Wicks. Absolutely. He's in a great spot, especially Dontavian Wicks. I mean, I can laugh and make fun of the fact that Big Fantasy's been pushing him down our throats for so long, but this guy goes from a 40% snap share to a 75% snap share when either Dobbs or Christian Watson is out. So I'm locking him down there. And I mean, Hunt or Pacheco, probably lean Hunt for the time being until I hear something more about Pacheco, but him and Wicks.
Hunt or Adams, going to go Adams here, Jeremy.
Yep.
Need 3 running backs: Jacobs, Taylor, Irving, Stevenson, and Tracy.
All right. Well, Jacobs, Irving, and then you tell me, Taylor or Tracy. Like, how aggravating is Jonathan Taylor at this point right now?
This is an elite spot for Jonathan Taylor, just how bad the Patriots are at against the run. So I would give Jonathan Taylor a look here. Just know that when they do get inside like the 5, very live for Anthony Richardson just to take the touchdown. So,
yeah.
Think I go Jonathan Taylor here. You said Jacobs is the other one?
3.
Jacobs, Irving, and Taylor?
Yep.
Okay. Dallas or Minnesota for defense?
I mean, why would you stray away from Minnesota at all? Brian Flores does a great job. I get it. Kyler Murray can be, an explosive player, but you're also looking for the turnovers. And, I haven't seen enough out of the Dallas defense to know whether or not they're going to generate a number of turnovers in this one. Minnesota leads the league in interceptions and takeaways.
I lean Dallas, I think. That pass rush against that Giants offensive line could sack your lock 9 times today.
Okay.
I think that's where I'm going to go. Sorry, Ralph, we're split. Jonnu or Ingram?
I'm going Ingram. I'm going with the heavy target share.
Okay. Yeah, I like Trevor Lawrence being back, so that's fine.
Uh-huh.
Pitts or Gray is where we're at now. 4 touchdowns the last 2 weeks for Noah
Kyle
Van.
Pitts. I'm just going Kyle Pitts.
All right. Paul wants Steelers or Ravens D. Ravens D has been very bad this year.
Very bad. Steelers D for sure.
Yeah, Steelers D.
Even on the road.
Our guy Michael Montgomery always popping into the NBA chat with us here, looking for. Can we review the slate today and then do all these star questions after? Well, we talked about the slate a little bit, Michael. We're unfortunately we only got 25 more minutes here. But if you have a slate question, let us know, man. We're happy to answer all of your DFS questions for you. So just let us know. Again, we talked a little bit of that first game. So let us know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, just all right, here you go. Quick thoughts, right? I think Detroit jumps out to a lead. I like Caleb Williams hitting Keenan Allen. John likes DJ Moore a bunch in this one here. On the other side there, we both love Jahmyr Gibbs. We're both fading Amon-Ra St. Brown. I love JMO. John sneaking in a little Tim Patrick. Dallas going up against the Giants. I think there's some sneakiness there, but I like both running backs in this game. Dowdle and Tracy, I think they're both fine. CeeDee Lamb, why wouldn't you use CeeDee Lamb against this Giants defense? Malik Neighbors, why wouldn't you use him against this Dallas secondary when you've got Drew Lock chucking the football all over the place? Any of the fringe guys on the other side there, I'm not really a big fan of.
I like Theo Johnson.
What's that?
Theo Johnson, cheap tight end today.
Yeah, he's a cheap tight end, but I mean, I'd rather he's not even. I don't know. I don't love the
targets. 4 straight games and 6 targets.
Right, but it's also a different quarterback right now.
Well, they've had different quarterback all 3 weeks, and they've had 2 weeks.
They had Tommy DeVito this past week, and they had Daniel Jones the 2 before that.
I think he's a good play. Anyways, good.
I like Theo Johnson. I love Theo Johnson, but again, I'm not gonna. If I'm looking for a tight end for the slate today, I'm probably not paying down for him. If I'm gonna pay down, I'm gonna take a shot and use the. I don't even know who's there. Tucker Kraft.
Well, Kraft is. Well, I'm just saying Theo Johnson is significantly cheaper than any other tight end. He's only $2,900, so you're getting big savings on him compared to the next tight end, which I think Kraft at 34 or Schooner at 32, or Shoemaker rather, but he's in a bad spot there. So
yeah, he's also losing some snaps to the other guy.
Yeah. So
all right, so we're a little split. He likes Theo Johnson a little bit more than I do, so no worries there. I mean, listen, I liked Theo Johnson last week, but it was nothing special is really where it's at. And then finally the night game. This is where I've got sitting in my flex in some DFS lineups. I've got Tyreek and I've got Devon Achane. That way I've got the money there in case I need to make a late game pivot. I like Jordan Love in this one. You can't go wrong with Josh Jacobs either. Jaden Reed has definite appeal. Dontavian Wicks is the guy who I really like, though, because I see an increased snap count for him. On the other side there, for everybody's fading Tua. If you want to get super contrarian, you might want to look at Tua. I mean, listen, yes, it's cold weather, but he's still a quality player, and you're still looking at Tyreek and Waddle and Jonnu Smith. So I think there's some sneaky contrarian upside there with Miami's players. So I'm not going completely against them. And then on the other side there for Green Bay, like I already said there, Jacobs, Dontavian Wicks are probably my 2 favorite late plays. So there you go. There's the slate right there for you.
Easy nothing too much more to add to that. Again, there's always on a smaller slate like this. You gotta get some dart throws, your Tim Patricks, your Darius Slaytons, things like that. A guy that Devontae Turpin, someone that can go down and make one big play and get your big fantasy score there. So all right,
I want to know what's for breakfast. He's got a big breakfast going on. I want to know what's for breakfast.
I had a big breakfast, but instead I had a Dunkin' Donuts coffee. So.
It's like 7:30 in the morning here. I'm starving. You know what I ate today already? A 5-hour energy drink.
There you go. Ann says, thanks for the help. You're welcome, man. Always happy to pleasure. Aaron, 2 running backs in a flex of Taylor, Kyron, Connor, Jonnu, Thomas.
Taylor, Kyron, and Thomas. Those are my choices.
Okay. Brad T, wide receiver room is hurting. Needs one of Jennings, Hopkins, Smith, or pick up Pittman, Myers, Allen, Dunze, Leggett. Well, I mean, I like a Dunze a lot. I like Keenan Allen a lot. I like Jacoby Myers a lot. So I don't think you can do wrong adding any of those plays. Do you have to drop one of those wide receivers though to pick up one of those wide receivers? Because I guess that could be a problem. But I like the 2 Bears wide receivers, and I really like Jacoby Myers. So
there it is.
Bad fantasy advice 99 needs our insight more or Lad McConkey.
I think John has planted his flag in DJ Moore over Lad McConkey here.
Yep. What is Dusky? What is this?
Dusky? I have no idea who Dusky is.
I don't know who Disley.
Oh, maybe it's Disley.
Disley's hurt. He's hurt. It's on the injury report.
He is on the injury report.
But we have time to wait on this one, Ethan. Catch us back on Sunday.
There it is.
We'll help you on Sunday with that question. Taysom Hill or Laporta, and then McLaurin or Jennings. Did you see the comments about Taysom Hill, Howard?
That he's going to be a huge part
of
the Saints offense. I don't know how you don't go with Taysom Hill.
You have to play Taysom Hill.
As disgusting as it might be, yes, Taysom Hill is the play.
League winner 2024 fantasy football.
And I'll tell you what, the Tennessee secondary, it's still pretty banged up, right? They just threw L'Jarius Sneed on IR. I don't think that they have their full complement of corners. So give me Terry McLaurin here. Yeah, look at that. You got what is it? Jarvis Brownlee is questionable. Chidobe Awuzi's on IR. L'Jarius Sneed is on IR. Justin Hardy is questionable. Roger McCreary, their slot corner, is questionable. So give me Terry McLaurin.
Sure. We did that one already. Chris here needs McLaurin, Reed, White, and Shakir need 2.
Ooh.
I think Rachaad White gets locked in for me here.
All right. Then throw McLaurin and Rachaad White in there.
Okay. Is there a favorite DFS play today? Yeah. I mean, I obviously like the running backs for Detroit. I have lineups that play them both. I'm using a lot of Cooper Rush in lineups today because he's very cheap and you can get whatever you want to pair up with him. So, again, my favorite sort of like dart throw play today is Tim Patrick. I think that's my your low roster, cheap little wide receiver option for us here today.
And I like Dontavian Wicks and Keenan Allen today. Aside from the big names.
Yeah. D-Hop, Najee, or Quentin Johnston.
D-Hop for me. I just, Najee's fine, but he is losing work to Jalen Warren and Quentin Johnston after last week. He's dead to me.
Did you see my tweet, Howard, on Tuesday?
No, I was too busy. I was too busy celebrating the funeral of Quentin Johnston. Why?
Quentin Johnston autograph card. Pulled it out of a $7 pack of cards that I got at Target.
Nice.
$7 pack. Opened it up. I'm like, of all days, to get a Quentin Johnston autograph.
What's the value on that card?
Right now, probably $3, but it's an out of 99 Panini Prestige color match blue Quentin Johnston autograph out of a $7 pack of cards. I was like, unbelievable. The guy is getting burned to earth today, and I get his autograph. The lowest value it possibly could be happens today. So I'll be holding on to that one and praying that this week he catches 10 for 100 and we'll go. All right, back to this question though. Where are we going? D-Hop. Really, over Najee Harris? Yeah, I guess so. Steelers got what? Steelers got
Cincinnati in Cincinnati.
Ooh, I like Najee Harris. I'm sorry, Howard.
All right. I mean, listen, you look at what Cincinnati's run defense has done since both BJ Hill and Sheldon Rankins got back.
Yeah.
I think it plugs up the middle. I think Warren
hasn't been doing anything.
There's a reason that Jalen. What's that? No, D-Hop's he's like a wide receiver 3 right now. He's not he's not your top guy. But I don't know, dude. Najee has he's been bumming me out.
You get the guaranteed touches with Najee from me. Gavin, it's D-Hop and Najee. If you want to flip a coin, you can. We're not going QJ though this week. We did DJ Moore for this one already. Mm-hmm. Tyler wants to know our thoughts on Achane. He was the one. Do we think running backs have trouble in cold weather?
I'm fine with Achane. I've got Achane locked into a couple of lineups, and the only reason that I would pivot off of him in my flex for DFS tonight is if ownership is just so crazy high and I need to move up. That's why I have him in my flex, but I'm perfectly fine. Achane's numbers since Tua is back, right, his numbers overall with Tua is ridiculous. I mean, he's averaging almost 20 fantasy points per game with Tua under center.
Yeah, the passing game work for him is elite. So Daniels or Kyler or Andrew, I'm going to go Kyler Murray this week in that spot. Ralph wants Darnold, A-Rich, or Stafford. I'm going Stafford still. I like this spot
I'm fine with that.
Swift, Pollard, or Connor need 2 for Paul. I think we're locking in Tony Pollard the way he's been running the football. But where are you at Swift versus Connor this week?
I'd go Connor. That's just me. I don't like DeAndre Swift. I'm not a DeAndre Swift fan. And when you start seeing Roschon Johnson getting goal line work there, it kind of devalues Swift from me.
Okay. Sleepy Tim. Morning, Sleepy Tim. Lions or Texans?
Oh, defense? I'm going with the Texans day here.
And then Stafford or Love, I'm going to go Stafford there.
Stafford.
Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp just at their absolute prime health right now. You got to take advantage of that. Craig L. popping in, loves the NFL and NBA content. I love those of you that love our NBA content. Our NFL content's great, but special place in my heart for the NBA work that we do here at Fantasy Alarm. Happy holidays, Mr. Polo Cash. Adam, our friend, always popping in chat for us here. Goff or Herbert? 6-point passing touchdown.
Herbert.
Yeah, it's probably Herbert today. Goff obviously had the big touchdown 2 weeks ago, but then you saw what happened last week. It was all the running backs. So this could certainly be a week where it's all the running backs again.
Yeah, he had that great game against the Jaguars, the worst team. And I even said that going in. I was like, you want to use Goff. This is a game where Dan Campbell knows that he's got this game under wraps already. Right. And he's going to let Goff just kind of get himself into a passing groove. And what did we see? We saw Monty and Gibbs end up with touchdowns early on there. It was a 2-score lead. And then all of a sudden you had Goff throwing for 400 yards. It's one of the reasons why I like CJ Stroud this week.
Sure. Hall, Cook, or Irving need 2. Breece Hall popping on the injury report, not practicing with knee soreness, which is never good considering he had a whole bye week to be over to the knee soreness. James Cook, Bucky Irving might be the safer plays this week.
I think Cook and Irving are definitely the safer plays. The one thing that I would take a look at is Breece Hall. Did he not practice because it's a Wednesday before the holiday? I know that they're saying the knee, but how many times have we seen guys like sit out on a Wednesday?
Well, they did say that he hurt his knee the week before the bye week, and it's been still bothering him. So something to certainly monitor.
Cook and Irving are definitely safe.
Yep. Goff or Richardson for Rod?
Ugh.
I think I lean Goff in this particular spot.
Yeah, I'd have to lean Goff here too.
Tyreek Hill, Jaden Reed, David Montgomery, Breece Hall, Keenan Allen needs 1 running back between Monty and Hall. I'm going to go Monty there. And then
doesn't say how many wide receivers he needs or flexes.
Philip, let me know. How many wide receivers do you need? If I had to rank the wide receivers, probably Keenan Allen, Jaden Reed, Tyreek Hill.
Monty, for me, it's going to go Reed, Hill, Keenan Allen. As much as I like Keenan Allen, I just, Jaden Reed gets that gimmicky work, the gadget work.
Is he going to get the gadget work with Romeo Doubs out, or will they kind of have him fill the Romeo Doubs role?
No, he'll stay in his role. Like Romeo Doubs' role is going to go to Dontavian Wicks. Yeah. Wicks will take care of Dobbs's role. Watson still does what he does, and Jaden Reed still does what he does. They're not gonna take their gadget slot guy out and move him to the outside.
I mean, more so in terms of target share. Do we think that they go more to Reed on those passes where Dobbs is moving the chains, or do they throw to Wicks in those situations?
No, I think they lean more on Reed.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was thinking. David here, first week of the playoffs already. Fantasy football playoffs. 1 point PPR need 2 of Dowell, Montgomery, McConkey, Myers, and Watson. Might be the 2 running backs.
That's kind of my lean right there is Monty and Dowdle.
Yep. I think we're going to go the 2 running backs there, David. We answered that one a bunch. Guys, here we go. We need 3 of those, and 1 has to be a running back. All right. So we're going Monty, and then we need 2 of Hill, Reed, Allen.
Ooh.
Assuming we don't play Breece Hall.
Are we just benching Tyreek Hill now? Are we just assuming that Tyreek Hill is just garbage these days?
I don't think he's garbage, but I think no, there is no Jair Alexander, which obviously helps.
Mm-hmm.
But I am someone that is a little concerned with the weather. And now that it's saying that we might get wind gusts of 25 miles an hour, he's got the torn ligament in his wrist. Like, if it's really cold, you know how the hands get when they're cold, and like the ball gets harder. Like, is he going to be able to catch some of these footballs? So
Reed, Allen, and Monty is where you're going.
I think that's where I'm going.
There we go.
Let's see here. Brian Robinson Jr. is out, or if he is out, standard league, Gus Bus or McNichols.
Gus Bus.
Or play Addison over the both. Play Addison against Cardinals.
I'd probably just rather go with Gus.
Okay.
Take those guaranteed touches.
Brian Thomas or St. Brown?
Oh, I like Brian Thomas here with Lawrence back.
Okay. And then Tracy, Karen, or Henry. Is that Derrick Henry? You're not sitting Derrick Henry.
Yeah, why would you ever? Why would anybody even think about sitting Derrick Henry?
Yeah. I mean, also, congratulations. You have Tracy, Karen Williams, and Derrick Henry. Good drafting, sir.
Well done.
Any reason to sit Amon-Ra, Montgomery, or Tyreek in favor of Marvin Harrison Jr.? I would consider saving Marvin Harrison, playing Marvin Harrison Jr. over Amon-Ra today.
There you go.
Also have Braylon Allen if Brees is out. That's good. Yeah, I mean, Braylon Allen's a good handcuff there. Big Vikings fan says hi. Furman needs Abdullah, Bigsby, Reed, Tracy, Gus. 2 of that group.
Abdullah, Bigsby, Reed, Tracy, or Gus need 2 in a PPR.
Yeah. I think we're locking Tracy in there.
I think we're locking Tracy in there, and now it's a question of Reed versus Gus, because Abdullah and Bigsby are not in this one for me. I'm going to lean Gus for the guaranteed touches. You want Reed?
I do. Yeah, I'm going to go Reed. The guaranteed touches are fine, but he's also sucked. So
10 years of working with this guy, I know exactly what's going on in his head right there. You just see it on the body language. That's why I'm like, I'm not like staring at the camera. I'm like looking down at John's reactions every time we see something.
Gus Edwards has not been very good this year, so I'm not really buying into that.
He's also, though, he hasn't been given the full opportunity. It's been all J.K. Dobbins this entire time.
Yeah, but I don't know. What's his upside? 10 fantasy points if he scores? He doesn't catch the football.
I've seen him catch the football. I mean, not recently.
Yeah, by accident.
All right, so Tracy for sure.
Yeah, I'm going Tracy and Reed.
John's leading Reed.
Yep. John knew with Taysom Hill. Again, I feel like we have to play Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill. Yeah, got to do it.
Again, big Vikings fan popping and saying hi again. Hello.
Hi.
My father, also a big Vikings fan. Gus Edwards, Ertz over potentially hurt Montgomery. Montgomery's good. He's good to go.
Montgomery's good to go. Leave him in there.
I would play Monty.
Yeah, I would, though. I would just make sure that you move Walker into the flex and use David Montgomery as your running back. Don't gum up your flex with a Thursday player.
Agreed. Hill today or McLaurin? What's the Hill today?
Oh, Tyreek.
Oh, Tyreek today. I would go McLaurin. JMO or Connor for Andrea?
Oh, I love JMO today.
I love JMO.
I really
do.
do.
You took him from me in that draft.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Which I'm going to win, thankfully. What happens to Drew if they end up going with Cutlets today? Because he's not officially ruled out. Does he get auto subbed in, or does he eat the 0 for his quarterback pick?
They're not going with Cutlets today.
Okay. Just wondering. Does he take the 0?
He's gonna have to.
He's gonna have to take the 0.
There's no auto sub in here.
I'm just curious. Just wondering. Nico, Cup, Neighbors, Moore, Brian Thomas. Start 3 for Patrick here.
First 3 for me: Nico, Cup, and Neighbors.
Yeah.
John wants more instead of Neighbors.
No, I'm good. No. I like that. I like Nico, Cup, and Neighbors. Grande, wake up earlier than Howard. Sleep less. Stop slacking.
What is he talking about?
I think he said he woke up before you. I don't think he woke up before you.
There's 0 chance. Well, you know what?
He's hour time difference.
He's got kids, so
That's true. But it's 7 a.m. for you when it's 10 a.m. for me. So
You know what, James?
Harrison
That's
Smith-
like inspiring me just again. I'm just going to move to South Carolina, and Uncle Howard is just going to pump your kids full of sugar and bad bad habits. I'm just going to ruin you and your poor darling wife.
Happy Thanksgiving says I'm a loser till I win the millie. Yeah, we all. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well.
I guess we're all a bunch of
Dave
losers.
says, go pack, go. Justin wants to know, play Vele or Dunze over Downs. I'm playing a Dunze, Justin.
Odunze for me too.
Chris saying, we're the best. You're the best, Chris, because you're in the chat and you're supporting us here. Guys, hit that like button. It's a simple click. It's a free way to support what we do here. It helps us out immensely.
Yeah,
Just
honestly,
hitting
I'm
that like
gonna
button. You know
refresh
what?
here and see how many likes we got here.
Yeah.
Why is there only 38 likes?
That's what I'm saying. We have like 500 of you in chat right now. We get 38 likes. Let's up that number up before we get out of here in the next 5 minutes. And if you haven't already hit subscribe, we go live like 100 times a day during the week. We got football shows, we got basketball shows, NFL shows during the weekends as well. So hit that subscribe to get notified. Hit that like, again, totally free to do here to support us. Kyle wants to know, Tua or Love?
Love.
Yeah, Love. Anything to worry about Monty, St. Brown, and H-Chan today? My bench was Pollard, White, and Gus. I mean, I really want to play Pollard. I don't know.
I'm not playing Pollard. I mean, you could play Pollard over Monty, but I'm not playing Pollard over Achan against Green Bay.
Would you play Pollard over St. Brown? I might. Pollard has been ridiculously good. The volume's been there, and he's got just an elite matchup this week on the ground. I might sit on Amon-Ra St. Brown, Daniels. I know it sounds weird, but Jalen Johnson's the real deal. He is shutting down top corner wide receivers all season long. So
he is. But did they move Jalen Johnson into the slot at all?
I think I always see him on the team's top wide receiver. So he might just move around. You can go check out the shadow chart. Let me know if he's a shadow guy or not.
Why can't I find it now all of a sudden? God damn. Let me see. Sorry, folks.
$1 per catch.
Let's move to the next question, dude.
Oh, he's talking about my Quentin Johnson card. Yeah, got it. Daniels and Murray for Chris Manhood going to go Kyler. Brad T, would you drop Kincaid or Henry for Taysom Hill? I would drop Hunter Henry for Taysom Hill, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would. I mean, I love Henry this week. I just don't want to drop Kincaid. I know it sounds terrible because he's been a huge disappointment this year. But you got to get Taysom Hill. You got to grab Taysom Hill and take him away from everybody on in your.
If you're holding a second quarterback, Brad, drop him and just pick up a third tight end if you have to.
Jalen Johnson barely plays the slot. 1% of his snaps out of the slot.
Yeah. Well, that's not good for Jameson Williams then, if that's what happens. Goff or Mahomes? I'm going to go Mahomes here, Timothy. Everybody wishing us a happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Adam, Mr. Scampers, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Hey, Scampers.
Trey here. Nick Westbrook, Akine, Dontavian Wicks, or Debo Samuel. This is where we're at with NWI now. All those touchdowns, we put them on people's radar.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is that he catches like 2 or 3 passes a game, and that's it.
He does play 98% of the offensive snaps, so he doesn't leave.
He doesn't leave. But for the same token, though, he gets like 4 targets a game. Like he's not like that. That's the thing, is that there's not a lot of like there's a very low floor. The floor is lava.
The floor is lava.
All
right, so then Wicks or Debo?
Oof. I think you go Debo and just hope that – I'll tell you what, you go Debo and hope that Purdy is back. And if Purdy is not back, then you can pivot to NWI.
Okay. And then a flex play of Moore, Debo, Chubb, Hunter Henry.
More.
Yeah, more for me too. Rolly wants to know thoughts on Brandon Cooks just got activated. That's about my thoughts on Brandon Cook. I don't know what he's going to do. So if you're talking DFS – sure.
It's a dark.
But seasonal, I can't go there.
Favorite. He'll go 6 for 82 and a touchdown today now.
Favorite anytime touchdown prop today. I took Tucker Kraft as an anytime touchdown. I kind of like that spot against Miami for him today. No dubs. They get in the red zone. And then my dart throw today is again Tim Patrick. He's the long shot touchdown play.
Wait, anytime touchdown here. I'm going to say it right now. I'm looking for at plus 275. I'll take Dontavian Wicks.
Dontavian Wicks, okay. Gino or Tua? I'm going to go Gino here for David. Ricardo, full PPR 2. Walker, Irving, Chase, Brown. Kenneth Walker, Bucky, Irving, Chase, Brown. Pick 2.
Walker and Bucky. I mean, I don't know. What do you think of Chase Brown going up against this Pittsburgh D?
Yeah, tough spot. He does play every snap.
Yeah.
So that helps. Seattle, I mean,
Walker's just been trouble.
Hasn't really been that good.
No, they have not. But the Jets' run defense is trash.
Yeah.
They are coming off of a bye, though, and it is on the road for Seattle. So I'd probably lean Bucky and Chase here.
Yeah, I think I go the first 2 there, Ricardo. Mr. Scammer says 150 times a day. I don't know what that was in reference to. We're a little behind on the chat. My buddy Dan. What's up, Dan? What's going on? Need 2 in a PPR. Hawkinson, Ingram, or Brian Thomas Jr.?
Well, I definitely want to get Brian Thomas Jr. in there. So it's probably him and Hawk because of that. I'm not going to go with 2 Jaguars.
Yeah, very difficult to get 2 Jags. I agree. David, Dowell, Tracy, or Waddle for a PPR. Pick one of that group.
Tracy.
Jerome wants to know how we feel about Locke today. I'm not
I'm okay
indifferent. I think he could be okay. I got him in some DFS lineups today. Like he's a guy that will take some shots downfield. The Cowboys defense has a good pass rush right now because Micah Parsons is back. But like their secondary is still kind of weak. Trayvon Diggs is questionable to play today, so we don't know if he'll be in or out. So, and I think Locke has a little mobility to him too, doesn't he? Does he run a little bit?
A little bit, nothing crazy, but I mean, I'm fine using him. Like I'd almost probably use him over Tua, like unless I was trying to get like super contrarian, because I think that there's, like I said, I think there's some sneaky upside to this Dallas Giants game because I don't like the defenses.
Yeah, I agree with you. Daniel saying Chicago shut down Jetta last week. Yeah, again, Jalen Johnson, top cornerback, all pro, probably. I guess now we have to figure out, though, is he going to go and travel with St. Brown, or is he just going to stick to Jameson Williams? Which maybe change my lineups around. I don't know. Higgins or Hill. Also have Neighbors and Collins. He needs 3. Well, I'm playing Neighbors and Collins, so that's true. And Higgins or Tyreek Hill for you.
Higgins or Tyreek Hill for me. I mean, I really don't want to put Hill on the bench. I don't. I feel like it's the center stage. But John's right about the possibility of wins and cold and the wrist and the ligament. So I guess I'm gonna have to go Higgins.
Did you hear that they asked T. Higgins if he ran up the hill to get to practice?
I did. Ben Baby said that he tweeted that out. The fact that Ben Baby didn't cite Coop or tag Coop in that whole thing, that's a travesty.
They did. So, well, they asked him again this week. He's like, did you go the hill? And T. Higgins says, no, I walked the road. So I don't know what that means. Is he now intentionally avoiding the hill?
No, he already said. He already said when Ben Baby brought this to him 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Right. Baby, Higgins said, I'm probably not going to be able to, I'm probably not going to, run that hill anymore because I don't want the opposition to know what's going on.
Right. So they followed up with him today and he says, nope, I walked the road. So now we never know. Coop blew it up. I sent Coop a message about rounders, right? When you spot a guy's tell, you bleed him. You don't let them know. I was like, you just spotted the tell. You let everybody know. You could have been eating those cookies all day on T. Higgins, man. So anyways, we got Connor and Brian Thomas here.
Brian Thomas for me.
Yeah. All right, we got a rapid fire here because we're already past 11. Let's see. Everybody's just saying happy Thanksgiving. I see through you always in the chat, man. We love your support. McGingle here wants to thank us as well.
McGonigal.
Murray or Daniels. I have the Vikings defense. Well, I mean,
if you got the Vikings D, then use Daniels.
Yeah, you're not going to start the quarterback versus your defense. So but I do like Murray over Daniels, so maybe pick up a different defense.
Ooh.
Thoughts? Defense, Dallas or KC, choose one.
You like Dallas, but I'm going to go with KC still.
I'll go
against the
I'll go
Raiders.
KC this week. That's fine.
Okay.
And then one for a flex of Hall, McLaurin, Jennings, or Jameson.
If Hall plays, then I'm using him. If not, I'll pivot to McLaurin.
I like it. Chuba, Kareem, Hunt, Tucker, Kraft. Pick a flex.
Chuba.
Do you think they give Brooks more work this week?
I don't know if they give Brooks more work this week, but I think Dave Canales does what Dave Canales does.
Okay. Starting Nico and Cup. That's a good start. CD Lamb or Mike Evans for your flex. Ernie, you are a drafting master here.
Drafting fiend, Ernie, but I'm taking Mike Evans over CD Lamb.
We got Emmanuel Mosley as inactive for today. Emmanuel Mosley, cornerback for the Lions, inactive today. McLaurin, Moore, and Harrison. You too.
Ooh, that's a tough one there, man. I'm probably going to go McLaurin and Harrison.
Yep, I agree with you there. Carlton Davis also inactive. So 2 cornerbacks inactive for the Lions today, which makes me feel really good about having all the Bears wide receivers that I do in my DFS lineups today.
There you go.
Last question for Ernie. He gets the last one of the day here, guys. Jonnu, Kraft, Kincaid.
Jonnu.
All righty, everybody. We do appreciate all the support. I'm going to give a shout out once again. Our Black Friday sale is live. You save $100 on the annual subscription package. That is less than $16 a month. You can scan the QR code right there on the screen or go to fantasyalarm.com/Black Friday. That gets you access to all sports. It's not just the NFL, but the NBA, the NHL, MMA, PGA, MLB that comes back around.
Draft guides, cheat sheets, Discord.
Draft guides, cheat sheets, projections, lineup generators. You name it, we cover it here. And it's right there, all for one low price for the year. And guess what? Like I said, it runs out next year at Black Friday time. Probably going to have another deal for you all to take advantage of. FantasyAlarm.com/Black Friday. Promo code BF24. It should autofill for you when you go there anyways. Hit that submit. Become a member of the family for a year. Appreciate everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Let's go win some money today. And we'll be back on Sunday. We'll talk to you then.